A Birthday to Forget Scene 9. Sally grouped us all together to play one more party game. Myself, Melanie and Molly formed one team and Sally, Sarah and Kirsten formed the other. We played balloon volleyball using the bunting as a net. It wasn't easy, but it was lots of fun. The premise was first team to 10 points would win, but it took so long to score 1 point, we decided to call it a draw at 6-all. It took about half an hour to get that far. The meticulously planned party came to its inevitable end and the guests went up to Sally's room to change back into their normal clothes. I helped Mum tidy up, and when asked, I bashfully admitted that I'd had a great time. Better or worse than paintballing, she asked. Different, I replied. At least with paintballing I could boast about it afterwards. I don't think I'll be boasting to Mark and Jordan about this, or anyone else. That's understandable, Mum replied. But I still think you should have invited them. It seems wrong you not having any guests, she added. It was just as much your party as it was Sally's. I know, but if they came then Melanie wouldn't have, and Sarah's nice, I said. I can't believe Mel wore those shorts rather than a dress. Mum grinned. Yeah, she looked cute though, not that she seemed too happy when I said so. I grinned. Words like cute and pretty aren't as complimentary as they used to be, not where girls are concerned anyway, she said. Well, girls who aren't your sister, she smiled. We cleared the dining table and put the leftovers in plastic tubs and the plates, bowls and beakers in the dishwasher. We lifted the dining table back to its usual position in the center of the room with the dining chairs around it. I climbed the step stool to remove the balloons and passed them to Mum, who deflated them. We took down the bunting too, and before long, everything was back to normal, almost. Shall I go and get changed? Do you want to? Mum asked. I tried to act casual. Well, I don't mind keeping it on for a bit longer, I said. I probably won't have an excuse to wear it again. Mum chuckled and said I don't need an excuse. You can wear it as often as you like if you want. The sound of footsteps from the staircase drew our attention. Mel, Molly, Kirsten, and Sarah returned to the dining room wearing the casual clothes they'd arrived wearing, and Sally still had her party dress on. Molly and Kirsten were the first to leave. They thanked us for the party, said they'd had lots of fun, and expressed their delight that I'd worn a dress and told me that I look great. Thanks, just don't tell anyone at school, I almost pleaded. Oh well. I don't know if I could resist it. Molly grinned. Me neither, Kirsten said. But if I do tell anyone, I'll tell them that you really, really hated it. Okay. I knew they were teasing and played along. It has been horrible, I claimed. Worst birthday ever, I grinned. Mel and I glanced at each other and rolled our eyes. Time to get back into character, I grinned. We sat in a circle and got giggly as the cheesy music began and the parcel was passed from hand to hand. Not a single one of us would have played this lame game since we were about 6 years old, but as the music unexpectedly stopped and each layer came off, the tension built and we all got quite excited. Is this the last layer or isn't it? No. Around again. When the gift was finally revealed, it was so cheap and so lame and so very girly that it was comical. It was obvious that the game was rigged since each of us removed the final layer in one of the 6 rounds. Sarah proudly wore the plastic tiara she'd won. Melanie wore plastic clip-on earrings and a plastic princess necklace. Sally waved a fluffy magic wand whilst Molly donned pastel pink rings and a plastic pink bracelet. Kirsten won some tacky plastic jewelry too, and I, like Sarah, wore a plastic tiara. We all played along and pretended to love our prizes, and we all genuinely enjoyed playing Pass the Parcel. Now that was unexpected. Sally gave Mum her camera and arranged us all in a line: Sally, myself, Melanie, Sarah, Kirsten and Molly. We slung our arms around each other's shoulders and smiled, grinned and giggled whilst Mum took a few snaps of us wearing our party outfits and tacky pass-the-parcel prizes. I couldn't help but feel more than just a little bit excited. The carpet was covered in discarded wrapping and the lengths of ribbon that held each in place. Sarah and I volunteered to clear them up, and as we did so, she commented on my shoes, or more specifically their 2.5 heel and how well I walk in them. "They're okay once you get used to them," I replied. "Don't you have any?" Sarah shook her head. "My mum says things like dresses, makeup, and high heels are a symbol of subservience, so I'm not allowed any," she told me. "I'd like some though. I think they look nice." "I don't like the look of them much. They go with my dress, but..." "I mean heels in general," she interrupted. "I could do with being a few inches taller," she added, being by far the shortest of us. "Yeah." I smiled. "It's a bit weird taking them off and all of a sudden being shorter," I said as we stepped from one sheet of wrapping to the next, picking them up and rolling them up ready for the next time they'll conceal a gift. "It's hard to believe people used to use wrapping sheets once and throw them away," she commented. "Mum said that for parties like this, they used to buy disposable everything: plates, cups, knives, forks, baking sheets, tablecloths. Even balloons. It's mad how things used to be," she said as she passed me the rolls of wrapping sheets she'd gathered. I added them to my bundle. "Thanks." I smiled. "Do you really think boys will be dressing like this in the future?" "I dunno," she shrugged. "Plenty already do in the Far East." I put the wrapping sheets away whilst Mum lit the candles on our cake. After a chorus of happy birthday, Sally and I blew the candles out together and hugged each other. We do this every year, whilst receiving 3 cheers from our guests. "I'm having a great day," she whispered in my ear. "Thank you." "Me too," I replied under my breath. "Just don't tell my friends." We let each other go and rejoined our guests. Mum began cutting the cake and handed the slices out on reusable plastic plates. I gravitated towards Sarah. Maybe it was a tiara thing. I admired her outfit, a pink frock with big white spots and a halter neck. Her legs are clad in patterned white tights, and on her feet, a pair of Sally's ballerina-style shoes, with bows on the toes. "You should have borrowed a pair of heels," I suggested. "Sally's got plenty of pairs." "I know. I really wanted to, but..." "I got a bit scared," she replied. "They do look daunting to walk in." "They are at first," I said. "I'm just about getting used to them now," I replied. I cast my mind back to our previous chat when she mentioned her mother's opinion of dresses and makeup and asked if her mother minded her coming to a girly party and wearing these supposed symbols of subservience. I didn't tell her what kind of party it was, she replied. "Mum'd go bananas if she knew," she added. "She'd be impressed with you though." "Me?" I bashfully asked. "Why?" "Because she thinks that what's happened in the Far East is natural progression. We've moved from a patriarchy to gender neutrality, and now that's run its course, things are swinging the other way." Sarah replied. "Well, they are in Japan and Korea," she claimed. She described an article she'd read in a woman's digimag, and apparently in many Japanese and Korean schools, the boys have to wear a seifuku whether they like it or not, and the girls all wear trouser suits. I wasn't familiar with the word seifuku, so Sarah described the all-too-familiar sailor-style uniform. "What do they call it?" I asked. "Seifuko. It's more of an R on the end," she replied. Anyway, according to the article, plenty of boys work as chambermaids over there, the Far East, and it's common for house husbands to wear housekeeping dresses. Whether they like it or not, I presumed.